My stepsister, Lily Chen, and I were supposed to get married on the same day. I was set to marry the owner of the local factory, Mr. Lawson, and she was supposed to marry the leader of the young intellectuals who came to our village. The night before the wedding, Lily insisted on sleeping in the same bed as me, saying we should have one last heart-to-heart as sisters. I woke up to find she had put on my red dress and gotten on the car to the Lawson's house, pretending to be me to marry Mr. Lawson. Last time, I was not okay with her replacing me, so I ran to the Lawson's house and made a scene, and Lily suddenly fainted. She said she was already pregnant with Mr. Lawson's baby. Mr. Lawson protected her, saying the child couldn't be born without a father. He added that if I wanted to marry him, I could only be his mistress. The whole village started gossiping about me. During the fight, Lily started bleeding, and Mr. Lawson was furious. He forced my dad to send me to a mental hospital in the mountains to get better. Lily became Mrs. Lawson, had a son, and got an apartment in the city. While I died in that mental hospital, I opened my eyes again and heard drums and gongs outside. The wedding procession to take my stepsister was banging on the door. This time, I took the initiative to get on the intellectual's wedding sedan. After all, who wouldn't want to be the leader's wife? Old Maggie, the matchmaker, pushed the door open with a wide smile on her face. Time's up, Miss Jiang. Time to get in the car. When she saw my face, she took a few steps back in fright. Miss Guinevere, what are you doing here? The villagers outside heard the noise and crowded into the room. When they saw me sitting on the bed, they were all stunned. Why is Guinevere here? Where's Lily? Was that Lily who got into the car just now? Did we marry the wrong person? My stepmother rushed in and complained as soon as she saw me. Guinevere, what do you think you're doing? How could you let your sister marry in your place? Even if you don't want to marry Mr. Lawson, you should have discussed it with your dad and me. How could you trick your sister into doing something like this? As soon as my stepmother, Wendy Smith, said this, the eyes of everyone changed. She was saying that I didn't want to get married, so I tricked my sister into replacing me. I looked at the surprise on her face and remembered that she and Lily had planned this whole thing in my previous life. She told my dad that I didn't care about the family's reputation, tricked my sister into marrying in my place, and didn't stop there, insisting on making things difficult for both families. My dad worked in the construction team in the county and couldn't come back for the wedding. He believed my stepmother's words. This time, she was showing her true colors again, and I couldn't let her succeed. I held my head, my face pale. What happened? Last night, Lily brought me a bowl of brown sugar water. I fell asleep after drinking it. I've never slept so deeply before. My head hurts so bad. As soon as I said this, the faces of everyone in the room changed. Everyone could see what was going on. My aunt rushed over and said with concern, my poor Guinevere, that little bitch has ruined you. She stole your good marriage and went to live a good life with the factory owner. Wendy screamed, nonsense. Lily is such an honest girl, how could she hurt Guinevere? I pointed to the bowl on the table. Aunt, please have someone check what's in that bowl that made me sleep until now. I don't believe Lily would hurt me, I absolutely don't believe it. I had put sleeping pills in the bowl. As long as it was checked, it would be found. My aunt grabbed the bowl and was about to walk out. You're Lily's mother. Now that she's replaced Guinevere, I can't trust you. Someone, go and call Dr. Lewis from the clinic. Dr. Lewis arrived quickly, picked up the bowl, smelled it carefully, and tasted it with his finger. There's powdered sleeping pills in here. This amount, it's a miracle Miss Guinevere woke up at all. She'll probably have a headache for 2 days. I'll prescribe some medicine, and it'll be fine. I looked up, my face pale. Why would Lily want to hurt me? If she liked Mr. Lawson and didn't want to marry the intellectual leader, she should have told the family clearly, or told me. Why did she have to make such a scene on our big day? Where will we put our family's face? If Mr. Lawson finds out and goes to the county to file a complaint, this is no small matter. Stepmother, don't you think so? Her face turned pale, and she finally said, Guinevere, you're the older sister. Lily was just out of her mind when she replaced you. Why don't you just say you didn't want to marry him and let Lily replace you? You're the older daughter of our family, and you're also a sister. Be generous. Lily's already at the factory owner's house. Why don't we just let it be, so she won't have a hard time there? As soon as my aunt heard this, she was furious and spat at her. Ugh, Smith, you're so shameless. You're a stepmother, and it's one thing for you to mistreat Guinevere, but you even want to steal her marriage for your daughter. You and your daughter did such a shameful thing, and you still want Guinevere to take the blame, saying she didn't want to marry him. You're throwing mud at her. Her real dad isn't home. Do you think you can bully her? My aunt had a lot of influence in the village and usually didn't like Wendy. This time, she wanted to tear her apart. Wendy sneered, Mrs. Jiang, even if you're Guinevere's aunt, you can't interfere in our family's affairs. Guinevere and Lily are both my daughters. Their dad isn't home, so I have the final say in their marriage. I stood up and stared at her. Stepmother, I want to ask, Lily replaced me, so does the dowry she took belong to me or to her? Wendy's face changed, and she turned her head away. It's the same for whoever takes it. Anyway, it's just those things. Why should sisters distinguish between you and me? That's how it was last time. My sister replaced me, and she even took my dowry. Wendy had already planned it out. Lily's luggage was full of valuables. Now that the deed was done, it would be embarrassing for a young woman like me to try to take it back, but she was wrong. I would never let what my mother left me fall into Lily's hands. My aunt was so angry that her face turned pale. You dare to give what my sister left for Guinevere to your daughter, Wendy? I'll take you to court in the county to get it back. I stopped my aunt and looked at the matchmaker. Is the intellectual leader still waiting outside to pick up the bride? The matchmaker had been scared silly by this turn of events. When I asked her, she nodded quickly. Yes, yes. I looked at her. Please ask the leader to come in. I have something to say to him. The intellectual leader, Chris Wood, was handsome and tall. I met him in the main room and directly explained the whole story clearly. My sister has already married Mr. Lawson. What's done is done. If I'm willing to marry you, are you still willing to marry me? He stood up. I respect your father's character. You're his real daughter. Of course, I'm willing to marry you. I'm just afraid I wronged you. I raised my head and smiled. Since you're willing to marry me, then I'll marry you. But before I marry you, I need you to help me with something. In the Lawsons' house, Lily and Mr. Lawson had just finished worshipping heaven and earth and were about to enter the house when someone interrupted the cheers. Mr. Lawson, hold on. My aunt and I appeared at the entrance of the courtyard. Mr. Lawson was stunned when he saw me. The villagers in the courtyard were all confused when they saw me wearing the same red dress. What's going on? Why is Miss Guinevere here? Who's the bride? The bride took off her veil, took a step back when she saw me and my aunt, and fell into Mr. Lawson's arms. Honey. She looked up at Mr. Lawson with a delicate face. Mr. Lawson hugged her gently, frowned, and looked at me. What are you doing here? I laughed. Mr. Lawson was supposed to marry me today. Seeing me appear here and Lily worshipping heaven and earth as the bride, aren't you surprised at all? Or did you already know the bride wasn't me? Lily hurriedly stepped forward to explain. Sister, don't be angry. You kept saying last night that you didn't want to marry the factory owner. You drank too much, and we couldn't wake you up today. The team to pick up the bride arrived, and I had no choice but to take your place. She put on a sisterly act, and I sneered at her. You clearly said last night that you didn't want to marry the intellectual leader and insisted on sleeping in the same bed as me. You did that so you could wear my clothes and come out of my room without anyone suspecting it, right? No wonder I fell asleep after drinking the brown sugar water you brought me. So you did it to replace me. Lily's face turned pale, and she shook her head repeatedly. No, sister, you kept saying last night that you didn't want to marry the factory owner. I thought you didn't want to, so I replaced you. I was just trying to help. Seeing her red eyes, Mr. Lawson felt so sorry for her that he hugged her and turned to look at me. Miss Guinevere, since you don't want to marry me, Lily has already worshipped heaven and earth with me. I only recognize her as my wife. It's no use even if you make a scene. What kind of young woman would run to someone else's house and make a fuss? It's inappropriate. They both pushed all the blame on me. There's no way I was going to let that happen. They ruined me and wanted to throw dirt on me. I took out a cloth bag and held it up. Lily said she was thinking of me and replaced me to marry the factory owner. It sounds pitiful. Lily wiped her tears with red eyes. We're sisters. Did you want me to watch my sister in so much pain? Maybe my sister has someone she likes, so she doesn't want to marry the factory owner, but Mr. Lawson has always been so good to us. I don't want Mr. Lawson to lose face because my sister regrets marrying him, so I took the liberty of replacing her. She looked so sincere. I watched her talk nonsense and asked loudly, so, I misunderstood. I found these things in your room. I thought you and the factory owner had been together for a long time. I opened the cloth bag gently. Inside was a stack of letters that Mr. Lawson had written to Lily and a watch. I took out the letters. The words on this are all true feelings. Are Mr. Lawson's feelings for my sister fake?